Hi, welcome to a new video. I have a nice latte today. Cheers. Today I want to speak about things that I do for strangers that I don't even do for myself. I care too much and I care a lot and I care about everything. I care about making the world a better place. I care about being the best person that I can possibly be. I care about making others' lives easier and I care about every single human being being happy and living a fulfilling life. And this is a blessing but also a curse. It's very hard when you care so much about everyone and you've got so little self-love left within yourself because certain things have happened to you that made you feel like you were worthless, and then you just realize that these things that you do for strangers that at a first glance may seem like you're such a lovely human, and you are, they actually show a deeper problem, which is a problem that you think you're a piece of shit. Sorry for the language, excuse me, but like, it is how it is. I realized many of these things that I do, they're not just doing things for someone, but also when I do that for someone, I deny that for myself. I tell myself, you do not matter. And I'm going to share a few that come to my head. The first one is that when I am, and this is insane, when I'm on the plane, traveling somewhere, if it's a long flight, which normally it is like 2 hours and a half, so on, I'll feel like going to the bathroom, obviously. And sometimes I am peeing myself, like I really need to go. And many times, I'll see like, the red lights, like, oh, it's occupied, it's busy, all right, I'll just wait, obviously. Many times I finally see it's green, like there's no one inside. And I've been peeing myself insanely, like I really need to go now. And when it turns green, instead of just going directly, I've literally waited just in case someone else inside the whole plane, out of the hundreds of people in there, I've literally waited, oh, it's green. Let's see if anyone is just in the same situation that I am, and there's someone that's also really needing to go to the bathroom and waiting for that light to turn green. So instead of acting like a normal human being and be like, oh, it's green, lovely, I'll go. I'll literally just be like, see if anybody else wants to go. And then eventually, when 20, 30 seconds pass, obviously someone else goes. And I'm like, oh, there you go. But, and then many flights, I actually never went. And I'm actually embarrassed to say this. I swear I'm embarrassed because I'm like, oh, that's nice, but it just doesn't come out as nice anymore. It just comes as a neglection to yourself. Because sometimes I've really needed to go, And I'm just like, I can't do it. I feel guilty. And it's a bit concerning, to be fair. I take it as a joke because I have to. I mean, what am I going to do? Life is already hard enough, but I don't know. Yeah, embarrassing, but that's me all the time. Oh my gosh, in the gym. Sometimes, well, first of all, if someone asks me, and like, how many rounds do you have left? I'm like, 2. I may have 2 if I say 1, and then I'm like, super fast. But sometimes they don't ask. And I'm always like, I am always so aware of environment. I think I felt so threatened at some point in my life, so scared of things, that I'm always watching out in an insane manner. I'm always acting like I've been followed. I mean, so I always see everything, I always realize everything, I always see people's intentions, I always know. It's very easy for me to tell how you are, how anyone is, just by what they do, or just by how they talk. I analyze things a lot, and I actually think I'm pretty good at it. Well, anyways, sometimes I just realize there's someone standing up nearby, and I know that person is waiting for me to get off. Like, for me, it's quite obvious at some point that it's behind you, standing up with the phones, and you're like, they definitely want to use my machine. They definitely waiting. Oh my God. What, someone waiting for me to do something? Let me get out of here. Like, I'm getting out of here now. I panic. I don't want to, like, sorry human, I want to make your life easier. Please forgive me. That's how I think, like, that's literally what I think. I'm embarrassed. This is so ridiculous. Sometimes if I realize there's someone behind me waiting for my machine, I'll just be really fast. If I have 2 rounds, I just do one and get off. And then I realize that they went on my machine. They went where I was. And I'm like thinking, you see, they wanted to use it. Oh gosh, I actually think I need to be kinder to myself in terms of like, calm down, right? Calm down, love. So people say, oh my gosh. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I'm judging myself. As that famous thing happened some time ago. We listen. Wait, how was it? We listen, but we don't judge. Another thing that I've told you guys before in other videos is like when I'm walking on the street, you know, sometimes you're going on the, like, is it pavement? Not like the road, but like where humans walk, right? Sometimes it's very, very narrow. Sometimes it's super narrow. And 2 people fit together, but like they almost have to like dance with each other to pass, right? Sometimes it's just so tiny that you're like, you have to be like, as if you are like almost to both of you get through. And sometimes both people get through, like, but most of the times one of the person goes off to the road where cars go. Most of the time someone has to go down, you know. This happens a lot on the bridges, like on bridges. But anyway, just walking on the street. And I've realized that I always go down. And I did it subconsciously without realizing. Sometimes when I see a man, I actually go down off to the road. Funny enough, even though horrible things have happened to me and life is very hard for you and no one really talks about it, just you probably with your friends, if so, because also it's, you know, it's really difficult. So sometimes when I see a man, I know that man is probably struggling with loads of things, like being treated as if it doesn't matter, the society not seeing his pain, him feeling alone and not having someone to talk to. So instantly I see a man and I just go off the road. I go to the road. But I do with everyone, right? And my point is that I started realizing this actually is some deep, dark stuff, because if you do it just because you want to be kind or whatever, but like I realized that I did it always, every time I always did it. And I realized and I started to think, what message am I giving to myself by doing this? I'm telling myself that I don't matter. If every single time another human is coming through the same street, we both don't fit. And I always go down, like it doesn't matter who it is. It could be a girl around my age, but I always go to the road. And after all, when you go onto the road, you're much more likely to get run over and murdered. Well, you're much more likely to get run over by a car, obviously. So it's like, why do I treat myself so poorly? Why do I think that I'm so worthless and my life is so worthless? I'm not saying like, you go off the road, I'm not going off the road. No, but like I am trying to force myself to not always go onto the road, because I think the message I'm giving myself is so negative. And I'm happy that I started realizing this, like, why am I always going to the road? Most people don't even say thanks, you know. Recently, sometimes I don't go off and I see the other person going off onto the road. And sometimes I'm like, no, like, as in saying we both fit, because I feel bad. I feel like as if I'm implying I'm above you just because you're going onto the road. It's just so hard to want to be at all times the best person you can be, because I also know that no matter how good you are, people will not value it. People will take advantage of that. People will always criticize you, even if you're so kind. because you're too kind. I've had people criticize me in the past, women that were older than me, and they were friends with a family member, and they've criticized me. I mean, they were kind of my age but older, because I was too quiet, and when we were partying, maybe I wasn't drinking alcohol, and they would just think, oh, what's wrong with her? She's just so weird, isn't she? Because I was quiet, and it was also hard fitting in an environment when everyone was drunk and jumping, like, and I'm just like, I get it, you think I'm a weirdo, but I'm sorry, I mean, you're drugged, I don't know what's worse, but I don't really know, it's not easy. Because part of always wanting to be the best person you are is realizing that someone sees that, they see you, and like most of the times they will not see you, if that makes sense, because they will criticize you for being too good. Oh, the good ones are always the worst, typical quote when people just probably are shit humans. So I still try to be the best person I can. Like, I love doing things for everyone, my family first, obviously, but also strangers. Like, recently I was crossing a street and I saw an old woman, an elderly woman. She was like one of those trolleys that elderly people carry, and she had 2 massive bags. Like, they didn't even fit inside there, and she was crossing like zebra crossing, but she was clearly struggling, and I was like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna regret doing this, because some people don't take it as a good thing. But I had to ask her if she needed help. I had to, because I felt so guilty. And I was like, she's gonna think I'm gonna do something bad to her. She's gonna think I'm a weirdo. But I told her, hi, excuse me, do you need help? Would you like me to help you? And she actually said yes. So I helped her. And in fact, not only did I help her cross the road, but I ended up going to her house. Not inside her house, but to her door. Because we just crossed and she kept walking, like, and started a conversation. And I was like, oh, so many groceries. And I remember I told her, like, do you live nearby? I can carry them if you... And she's like, oh, yeah, I live... and I don't know, it was like a few streets down, like probably a 10-minute walk. And I helped her and ended up leaving the grocery bags at her door, and it's just, I felt so happy. I feel so good. It's just tiny things, like... Sorry. I remember being in the supermarket the other day as well, and there was an old woman who, the fridges, right, when cheeses and yogurts are, she was trying to open the door, but I don't, well, how is it? I don't know if I think you opened it like this, and she was trying to roll it, so she was like this, and I saw her try like 5-6 times, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go, because at this point, I don't think it's gonna look weird. Sometimes I worry that I may look weird doing those things, or cringe, but when I see she 2 times, no, but when I saw she was trying like 5 times in doing that, I was like, hi, yeah, it's like this, and I opened it for her, and she was so happy. Like, she just like looked at me, smiled, like, oh, thank you so much, and I saw her smiling, and I smiled, and I was like, yay, I'm so happy right now. Those things really add value into my life, helping people. These are just ideas probably that you can also do in your daily life. I also love going to dog shelters and walking them. You just have to go. Like, you don't have to, at least where I live, you don't have to do anything or paperwork. You just literally show up. Hi, I just want to help. What can I do? And most of the times I just walk 3-4 dogs. I've also bathed a few dogs that were going to be adopted. And we're actually going to travel in a plane. So things like that, they really add value. I love doing that. It's beautiful. In a world that's been so heartless or so out of reality, just the phones, I feel like we need more human connection in terms of in your real life. This is also real life, but the real life that when you go to the street, you live. we need to be kinder. We need to take our heads off the phone and see if anybody needs help. Not in a crazy way, but you know what I mean. And it just feels really good to do things for people. Also starting with people around you, like your family. That's the most important part. I cook lunch for my mom every single day and dinner because she works really hard. And I know that makes her life so much easier, and she's always so happy. And the fact that I know that I'm making someone's life easier, especially those around me, is such a great feeling. It's such a great feeling. It costs you nothing. I know sometimes you're struggling mentally and it feels like doing something for someone is like the whole world. But I'm telling you, even if you feel really bad about your life, this is the best therapy, doing things for other people, doing charity. I donated some clothes last week as well. Many clothes that I didn't use, you just keep on the wardrobe. Maybe one day I'll use it, but you're not using it. I took them all. 2-3 bags. To like a palliative care charity shop, which is really close to where I live. And they resell them. And it was amazing. And the store was full of people and it made me emotional. It made me emotional seeing so many people buying in charity shops. And it was a sunny day and everyone seemed happy and everyone seemed good. I don't know. It's just great doing things for other people. But it's also important realizing that you're also one of those people you have to take care of. Do not put yourself last, like I do at times, as I've taught you. This is an encouragement for you to do good things for people. But within those people, you must include yourself. And if you're not including yourself, it's about time you do. And it's about time you realize, how can I include myself? I think I've realized that I have to be better with myself, nicer. And I guess I've started doing it, but I'm happy to have shared with you things that I do for strangers, that I don't do for myself, that I think are actually insane and probably a problem towards myself. But I really wanted to share them because I think someone out there probably feels the same way. And I want you to know that you're not alone and that you're a great human. And I hope you're okay, and I love you, and God bless you, and have a beautiful day.